a Sunday dinner on a sandwich?
We're braising hell with a short rib sandwich in your face. Today, we're braising hell with Foghound. We're making some braised short rib sandwiches on a crusty roll with a little bit of sharp provolone, some garlicky braised kale, and some crispy fried shallots on top. We're making that up, and we're packing it up, and we're bringing it to their studio. So come on, let's braise some hell. Spot taken. That color. It is really starting to smell delicious in Supersonic kitchen right now. There's a crushed black pepper going on in there. Circle pit. Give him a stir. Circle pit. There we go. The party's in full swing right now. Everybody's in the pool. All right. Look at that starting to take shape now. It's like gravy. Look at what we have created. Foghound is absolutely gonna love this shit. We're braising kale now. Crispy fried shallots. Hey, man! Hey! You guys hungry? Yeah! Well, through the magic of fucking television, I'm already set up out back, so follow me. He's braised in the oven probably a good 3 hours.
Like a Sunday dinner on a sandwich?
Here's the food. Yeah, buddy.
Music.
All right, bring it in. Tell me about the history of Foghound. How did it start? I mean, how did it come together?
Well, Bob and I were playing together in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I joined his alt country cowpunk band, and Drummer went on to other pastures, and Chuck from before that. He jumped on in, he came on in, and within a couple weeks it sort of shifted from the alt-country stylings to the beginnings of Foghound.
Okay, so you brought Chuck in, and you came in under the premise of an alt-country?
Well, yeah, I learned all their songs, and we were rehearsing, and then it got about to the second or third rehearsal, and we were just goofing off at, getting started. Bob started pulling out this riff that sounded like Black Sabbath. I was like, fuck yeah, we need to do some of that.
Right.
And it just kind of like, done. There we are. Wrote a song that, wrote a couple. You had all, I got that riff, I got this other riff I've been holding on to. And he pulls out these tapes of riffs that he'd been sitting on that didn't fit the band that they were in and that they were doing at the time. And like we wrote the first record like in the first couple weeks. It all came together really fast.
So Bob was harboring riffs inside.
And
Chuck, he was
he was harboring riffs, but a lot of the song structures or lyrics weren't that different from what he was doing. It was a lot of songs about dirt tracks and motorcycles and smoking weed and riding bikes. And so it really just melded into what became our first record. And
Quick, Dirty, and High.
Quick, Dirty, and High. Yep. We've just been kind of growing ever since.
Okay. How'd you name the band Foghound? How did that come about?
It's the graphics from the first Dogtown skateboard.
Okay.
That's where the Foghound cross came from.
First time I saw the name Foghound on Facebook, probably. Get that.
Spill the wine.
I don't know what just happened. Oh man, a little bit of weed and some wine and see what happens.
But I thought the same thing. I thought, man, this is one of the coolest band names that I've ever heard. And then I found out it was you were involved because you were at the time the only person I really knew. I'm not a Baltimore native, but I knew you from your band with Matt, the Potentials. Yeah. Since that time, Quick, Dirty, and High comes out. You played a lot. You did a lot of shows, but there's been a lineup change since then. Jeff left the band and entered Jim. Now, he's no stranger to the Foghound family. You guys have been playing together for, what, 20-something?
Since we were wee young, barely teenagers.
And we've known each other since elementary school, 3rd grade.
Jeez.
Yeah, then we started jamming in, like, senior year-ish, a little around that.
No.
Before that, yeah. So we were just messing around doing covers. We had an awful... it was like
the Bastard Sounds.
Sophomore year, just doing a bunch of
like
bad
14 years old.
Wow.
Metallica, Jane's Addiction, Led Zeppelin. We did do Fudge Tunnel version of
Sunshine Your Love.
I don't think we can say Fudge Tunnel on TV. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it is a food show.
So it was a very comfortable transition.
We were already doing stuff with 60 Watt Shaman, was back doing some rehearsing. His gear was here.
We co-founded that band in 1996.
Right, so we were doing a reunion thing, and short-lived, which is now Serpents of Secrecy, with Todd Ingram from King Giant as well. And so his gear already being here and us already kind of having been a rhythm section for 25 years, it was kind of, at least coming if you want to listen to jam the songs with us.
For me, it was such a natural transition. Guy and Bob are both awesome songwriters, great musicians, and playing with Chuck is kind of like putting on your favorite shirt, you know what I mean? Your favorite coat.
Yeah.
We just lock in,
You guys ever fight like brothers?
Oh, like an old married couple.
The odd couple.
When you changed to 25% of the band, was there any changes in musical direction that seemed to occur, that seemed to happen at that point?
It was definitely more dynamics, always wanting to, push it and just keep progressing and, pushing yourself as songwriters and performers. And Jim is always on the top of his game with the bass, so it's always kind of easier to push yourself to play harder, play better, when everybody's locked into that same. I think it's just we've all been wanting to progress. If you're not progressing, what are you doing? You're regressing.
Found a way to take something that was already great.
Yeah.
And just continuing to make it better.
Get a kick in the ass. It was enthusiasm. It's nice to be enthusiastic and have a good time doing what we're doing. And
these guys were my favorite Baltimore band before I joined.
Right.
I promoted them on my radio show. No, I promoted them on my radio show. I loved what they were doing. I was really proud of Chucky singing behind that kit.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. So if there's any direction, we kind of have a good family unit here, so we're just going to see what we come up with,
That's awesome. I mean, you guys, you've never done anything less than blow me away every time that I've seen you.
Well, thank you.
Seen you live, and before and now, especially now, you guys blow me away.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So about a year ago, Chuck and I, Foghound, traveled down to North Carolina to record the next record.
Okay.
And with Mike Dean in his studio in Raleigh, North Carolina. And when Jim came on board, he actually learned all the songs, all 10 songs, super fast. This was back in March 2015. And he learned all the songs super fast and started playing the show. And then it wasn't even like an audition, but it just felt so natural for him to just continue with us. And we actually tracked, we kept 9 songs from Riley, and we tracked a 10th in April.
And we wrote a new song. Once we all got together, we were rehearsing for an acoustic gig, and we ended up writing a song, acoustic song for the acoustic show. And who thought the big loud Black Sabbath stoner rock band's going to do an unplugged show? It worked out pretty awesome.
There was that show generated some very positive responses. I do remember that very well. And then you did another acoustic show shortly after that at the gallery.
We'll be spotting them in here and there. We've just been kind of,
it's really fun.
Yeah.
Just to not be going 1,000 miles an hour for once and just sitting down.
Play without
lights.
But you find when you strip down a song like that, you find it has a whole different life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what it was to me. Just like I didn't realize how good they were until the transition between the two.
And you can pick up a different emotional vibe when you hear it that way than when you do, the hard, fast, heavy way. And you hear this, and you're like, this song just affected me in a completely different way than it did. I'm accustomed to hearing it.
We all changed our performance for it. It became its own other thing. All the songs just took on a whole nother life.
Yeah, right.
So we're, everything, the whole feel would change. Of its
Foghound acoustic record coming someday.
Foghound Unplugged.
So when's it coming out? When's the new record coming out?
I believe it's in April.
That's the only line. That's the only line we rehearsed for this whole thing. April.
Hear it here first.
It's going to be on vinyl, on Ripple Music, and that's the long turnaround.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I want one of the first copies.
You got it.
All right, that's awesome. Future. What's the future of Foghound? Where are we going from here?
Writing.
Yeah?
Lots of riffs.
Good.
Lots of riffs.
Pretty much have another record ready to be put together.
Okay.
Double
album?
Yeah, we always jam every time we get together, so we're clocking these riffs and, just been kind of storing them while we play shows and worry about the other record and this and that. And then now that we have a little downtime this winter, it's writing time, so we're hoping to follow this record up really quick with another one, even if it's an EP or something, just to hit this one this spring and try to get another one out.
You ever thought of putting out a live record?
I thought about the acoustic, like doing an acoustic jam, like we did at the 8x10. We have board tapes of that show, which sounded great. But if we brought in a friend that we had a multi-mic set up and actually sound checked it and everything, and that'd be something really fun to do.
Yeah,
I think.
Really cool. Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time here on practice day.
It's a pleasure, man. pleasure.
So,
So hey, we're
appreciate
playing
that.
tonight. You wanna
That's
come?
right. I'm already coming, for sure.
You want to introduce us?
I would love to.
What's up, my name's Jeremy. I have a new show called Supersonic Kitchen. It's about rock and roll and food. Our next episode drops on January 17th on an internet near you, and it features this next band. So hang on to your face, because this band is going to do everything in their power to melt it the fuck off. Baltimore, give it up for Foghound! Thanks for joining us. We had a blast. And we'll see you next time on Supersonic Kitchen!